Greetings, solar rainbow dragons of the new Avalon manifestation. Many codes, activations, transmissions coming into the field today. I had a powerful connection with Divine Sister Victoria Liljenquist and the ground crew team of the commander crew of the Star Nations, the Star Ships. Many transmissions, beautiful stories came through. Many synchronicities and higher connections. We all feel like we're right at the precipice of this great event, this great shift. We're at the tipping point, the culmination of all these activations. This ascension energy is building to come to full fruition. This is going to be a powerful weekend, as many of you are witnessing this fiery energy coming through with all the rising up through the emotional body of the collective, especially in the United States right now, with these events in most of the major cities. Today being a very powerful day on the Mayan calendar, which is Kin 61, red solar dragon, as these dragon energies are rising up. Some of the synchronicities for this weekend, we have this rocket ship they're calling Falcon 9, Falcon of the Wing Nation. It's also, they call Crew Dragon. This dragon energy, as it rises up through the atmosphere, this energy with the red solar dragon is connected with the red Kachina, the prophecy of the Hopi Native Americans. And we also have this weekend what the Christians call Pentecost, this Sunday the 31st. So on the 30th, this Saturday at 322 Eastern Time at Cape Canaveral, this Falcon, the Dragon crew, is supposed to take flight, and this was postponed from a couple days ago due to, I believe, weather or something, that at this critical point. And Saturday, obviously connected with planet Saturn, which is connected with El, the El, like Elohim, El Shaddai, the red dragon rising, the red Kachina. And Victoria had seen this in a vision many years ago, as she witnessed what was unfolding now in this transformation. And part of these symbolisms and synchronicities are connected to the Great Awakening, the Ascension process, and the Pentecost, which falls 49 days after Easter Sunday, commemorates the descent of the Holy Spirit upon the apostles. And Pentecost is the Greek name for the Hebrew Shavuot, the spring harvest festival of the Israelites. So we have the rising up of the dragon and the descent. So we have the ascension, the rising up, the levity, and then we have the descension of the Holy Spirit. So this symbolism, the activation of the red Kachina, to call down into the consciousness, the Christos consciousness, the Christ energy of our solar rainbow bodies, or light bodies, to activate the link, the direct link to Source Creator, Buddha consciousness, God consciousness. And then via Victoria's conversation with the prophet Ezekiel, and he is embodied in this realm, that June 2nd is going to be a pivotal day, a very powerful day, especially for star seeds. We call star blossoms, as we're blossoming and blooming into the light, opening all the sacred centers, the sacred portals, the physical vessel, to let the light fully in, the Christ light, the Buddha light, the gold Buddha, the gold Christ, the golden energy body of the fully awakened, fully conscious. So we say step barefoot onto Pachamama for the next 4 days. Should be a daily practice, but especially on the 2nd. And we will feel the energies of the ascension. The descension of the Holy Spirit is to assist all sentient beings of pure consciousness to ascend, to rise up, to activate the diamond body, the light body, the rainbow body. Goes by many names. It is ancient alchemy, converting lead to gold symbolism, gross physical matter transforming back to the higher frequency, the higher code of light, pure bliss consciousness, the pure eternal bliss consciousness. It is paradise in a conscious state. What good is bliss if one is totally asleep and unaware? This is the activation of pure awareness, pure innocence, pure beauty of all solar rainbow dragons. Today, we also had a couple synchronistical, we'll say synchrocrystal manifestations on the Schumann resonance. We had a powerful blast of 63 hertz and 46, which is a mirror of 64, so it was the 9 and the 10, which that 9 is synchronistic with the Falcon 9 that is taking off as of tomorrow, as of this recording, at 3:22, which is a 7, connected to the 7 sisters of the Pleiades that are connected to the crystal arcs and the dragon lines in the heavens above, connected to the ley lines of the earth. In the ancient Yi Ching of China, we will say clouds follow dragon, and on the earth, the divine feminine rainbow serpent line connect to the divine masculine feathered serpent line. The image in today's video from Divine Sister Suzanne Amara, this is the Angelic Lemurian anchoring, which is connected to Lemuria, the divine feminine, the Pacific. If we look at the map of the earthquakes today, the whole ring of fire is lit up. The ring of fire surrounds the Lemurian energy as she is rising up. The goddess is rising, divine feminine, to balance the fires, the water, calm the fires. Thousands of years of fire energy, the false masculine control mechanism, the false 3D matrix is being resolved, healed, and transformed. And we see these activations all throughout the grid today again. Some key points is the heart of Lemuria and Pahala, Hawaii, at a 3.5, which is connected to the 8, the infinite timelines. We also had a powerful 4.8 connected with the 12 in South America and the sacred Andes Mountains in Argentina, then up through Central America in El Salvador, 4.2, and then into Guatemala, 4.8 also. That's a 12-12, divine feminine portal. The 4.8 in Argentina connected to Guatemala. These are also connected to the sacred volcanoes. These are natural pyramids. Also into Chiapas, Mexico, 4.2 at 149 kilometers depth, very deep into the southern point, very southern tip of Mexico. We also had a very deep activation, transformation in Fiji today at 585 kilometers depth, 5.1 magnitude. We've had over 271 M1.5 or greater in the last 24 hours. These sacred portals for many years have been used by the dark controllers of the construct of the Matrix for their nefarious acts, to keep Gaia down, to keep humanity down, to keep consciousness trapped in the lower frequencies and the lower resonance of this separation programming, being trapped in time, or this feeling of polarity, like strong polarity of the negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative feelings, all these things that keep humanity in the suffering and separation programming. These are all, you'll see especially at the deep depths in these portals, like the sacred Fiji Islands. These are some of the deepest healing, some of the deepest clearings, transformations and transmutations to assist all of humanity. And we send our healing resonance, our healing code, the violet flame, the violet rays, the blue ray of Medicine Buddha, Basha J Guru, Saint Germain violet flame, the green rays of Raphael as light workers, warriors of the light, We use every tool at our disposal to assist Pachamama, sacred Gaia, in her ascension and to help heal and dissolve any anomalies, any conflicts. This is the process of purification and clearing of thousands of years of false projections into this realm. So thank you all for joining us on this great mission we call ground crew, earth angels that came here for the calling. You heard the calling to assist in this great mission. And we knew it wasn't going to be easy. This was one of the greatest challenges of eternity, but we came. We knew it was worth it. So hang in there. Keep doing your daily work, your daily practices. Whatever you need to do to stay in your heart center, stay in the love, the bliss that's within, the kingdom of heaven within. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven within. Get out to nature, connect with the animal kingdom, the winged nation, all of our brothers and sisters of the children of earth. So the image today in the video from Divine Sister Suzanne Amara, the Angelic Lemurian anchoring, 11 sacred source codes for anchoring light. This is source code 10, a grid of weaving love, simple. You are loved, you are held. The layers of this code are like little waves of the ocean, anchoring remembrance of unity. Even if it feels far away, this is an empowerment code, coming into a surrender of flow to the neutral space of all creation to emerge through you, releasing assumed or attached power or distorted power. This is also a created space for charging crystals and being in that wonderful state of remembering unity. Today's first transmission from Divine Sister Suzanne Lee with the Arcturians, remembering your higher self. How do you awaken to your inner higher self who is coming more and more into your daily life on Gaia's earth? Why are we, the Arcturians, as well as many others of your galactic family, telling our earth-grounded family living on Gaia that we are within the now? We are speaking to all of you, our beloved protectors of Gaia, to thank you for awakening more and more of our grounded humans who are experiencing a great difference within their planetary life. For many eons, we, your galactic family, wondering if our humans living on Gaia would be able to accept the great honor and fulfill their difficult mission of awakening humanity to their own higher dimensional selves while wearing a third-dimensional human form. It may seem unusual to think of galactic beings wearing a third-dimensional form. However, more and more of our brave galactic family have chosen to take an earth vessel during this now to assist the human ones who are preparing to awaken to the higher dimensional frequency of Gaia. The reason why you brave warriors for change have chosen to leave your fifth-dimensional starships and fifth-dimensional home worlds to assist the dear planetary being called Gaia. Gaia is calling out to her planetary family of animals, humans, and all the great creatures that are the protectors of Gaia. We, the members of your galactic family, are happy to say that we are seeing more and more of our volunteers travel away from their fifth-dimensional galactic reality to take a third-dimensional Earth body to assist Gaia during her time of great need. Yes, Gaia is having problems in the same way as humans are. Something had gone very wrong on her planet Earth, and she has put out the call for assistance from her galactic family members from all over the galaxy. We, the Arcturians, as well as the Pleiadians, the Antarians, Venusians, are happy to see that the collective spirit of love and light coming from all over the universe will greatly assist the extremely brave planetary being known as Gaia and her Mother Earth. We have mentioned the galactic beings from many different areas, but we have not mentioned the humans who are living on the actual body of Gaia, their planetary mother. We wish to say that more and more members of humanity are beginning to awaken to the real reason why they have chosen to take an earth vessel during this now. No, the reason was not to find wealth and fame for humanity, but to assist humanity to remember that they, the humans, have chosen to take an earth vessel during this now of great change on Gaia's body. In fact, Gaia's planet ant people are aware that they have vowed to keep their love focused on the humans who have become very frightened and alone. The clear sky of Earth, which seems to send a deathly unknown something rushing through their world, and the wondrous gift of faith in your planet and love for the light that is expanding, so that all humanity and creatures on Earth can see that Gaia is ready to transmute into her higher fifth-dimensional frequency of self. But can humans face the great challenge that lies ahead of them? Can humanity learn, remember, to love all life, and to have a strong sense of assisting planet Gaia in their heart and in their mind? Humanity has the choice of living within the knowing of how they can assist, as opposed to living in the fear of the harm and danger that humanity had allowed to grow. Therefore, can humans now stand strong and tall in the face of great challenges, as more and more members of humanity answer that question by asking Gaia's call, which says, "Dear humans, we the members of your galactic family have watched over you for many incarnations. Now we are focusing on watching over our dear friend and family member, Gaia, the planetary being known as Earth. What is your answer, humans? Will you answer Gaia's call? Will you remember to be the guardians of your beloved planet known as Gaia? Will you remember the humans, that are being called on to protect and deeply love your Mother Earth? We, the members of your galactic family, know that you will say yes." From Suzanne Lee, PhD.blogspot.com, and from Divine Sister Maureen Moss, regarding ascension. You have already ascended, each of you, before you came to forge a new way. What is occurring now through every known source above or below, in or out, visual, sensory, experiential, or intuitive, are reminders and ways to remember. And each time you remember another aspect of ascension, integrate it, embody it, and neutralize everything in conflict, you rise. That is it. That is ascension. The rising of you through remembrance. Endless love on the journey, Maureen. And from Duncan Alexander, a new plasma portal vortex has opened. The collective galactic MERKABA. As a result of a large group of starseeds lightworkers anchoring the high-frequency light-coated plasma, flooding the Earth plane into Earth's grids, a very significant and new form of plasma portal vortex has opened and is accessible in this now. A sufficient amount of individuals have found energetic alignment and have allowed for the galactic and soul star chakras to come online, working in unison with their higher heart, and a specific diamond-coated DNA compound structure has allowed for a collective plasma portal vortex to open, which is operating to a similar effect to that of a collective galactic MERKABA. The highly conductive plasma acts as a collective MERKABA light vehicle, which provides a direct connection between the Sun, Gaia, the collective consciousness, and the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th dimensional consciousness streams, which is directly linked through the individual's DNA, higher hearts, soul stars, and galactic chakras. There is zero time between information flowing from these dimensions, as in an instantaneous connection, transfer from a send-receive perspective from these dimensions to the individual, and between individuals operating from the 5D heart-based consciousness. This has allowed for light beings residing in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th dimensions to not only work with individuals telepathically, but with individuals on an energetic level in the form of remote vibrational healing through the conductive plasma, which acts as a vehicle for physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual body advancements. A similar concept to that of the sacred energy flowing between two twin flames remotely, a higher intelligence sharing network that will be assisting individuals with manifesting their creative expressions, that will be taking on the form of genius inventions for the advancement of 5D Earth, a direct open line of advanced communication to one's higher self, guides, ascended masters, and beings of light, where a galactic conscious heart resides, connecting everyone and everything in between. And from Divine Sister Sandra Walter, the return of solar activity in May predicted solar flares manifesting in this now. First strong flares in a few years. This is significant. 1 week to the first eclipse. Gatekeepers and grid workers have been excited about May and the return of solar flares because we have a brand new Stargate system since January. Up with the team last night as this began. All focus on the new light. These are vibrant, consciousness-shifting waves throughout this passage. Activation of the organic stargates is on. Much higher frequencies, more divine light to assist the dismantling and the ascension. Remember, this is a galaxy-wide amplification. Multiple multidimensional pathways are reopening, reconnecting. Very strong energies during this triple eclipse passage. It's been a while since we had M+ flares. Remember to hydrate, ground, connect with grids, Gaia's crystalline core, and use the codes. Here we glow in love, light, and service. Sandra Walter from SandraWalter.com. From Divine Sister Elizabeth Peru. We've reached a moment in our evolution where there are more people on their way to being awake than we've experienced in thousands of years. It takes the wise soul to acknowledge this. Indeed, if you try and act like nothing is different in your world in 2020, you could find that people are looking at you oddly, not responding the way that they used to, and that you're not being heard or understood like before. You may even think that everyone else has a problem until you look deep within yourself and accept that life is changing. Many may feel caught between worlds. What you can focus upon is self-insight and personal responsibility. Consider no longer blaming anything or anyone outside of yourself for what takes place in your world. It just keeps you stuck. If you can accept change and embrace adaptability, your freedom floods in. Beloved ones, as we head into 3 upcoming eclipses, many may have their paradigms shifted yet again. You can be a role model for us all by acting with maturity and light, just like the thousands of souls aligning with cosmic energy each day. These are the days that we came here for. Your time is now. From ElizabethPeru.com. And from Gaia Portal, the code for today, 5/29/2020, the last day of the 222 portals of May. Startles of higher awareness and spark humanity. Fortifications and fortifiers crumble before the higher lights. Flagrant envelopes are passed. Missions are accomplished. And from the Archangelic Calendar, Gaia is still in spirit. What else is new? It may seem rather unusual to be born with one body and exit out of another, but in essence, that is exactly what is happening. Even if you wish to take the light body upgrades out of the equation, your cells die and regenerate many times over before it loses its functions. During this process, adding frequency and light stimuli will change the blueprints of the cells. As this blueprint overtakes your vessel, a new body is born within the same lifetime. This is one of the many missing aspects of the theory of evolution, only because it does not account for genetic regeneration and divine influence, but it can most certainly suggest if it is portrayed in the correct light. Obviously, going through a metamorphosis such as the one described will cause some adjusting, to say the least. As if this were not enough, we are seeing severe disorientation from the current upgrades and timeline shifts, and this has become the most predominant issue at the moment. Even though it is manifesting differently for everyone, headaches are very common, so is ear-ringing and mental confusion. I guess traveling at ludicrous speeds throughout the vastness of space and time is not without consequence. This will also come with vivid dreams because along with the dimensional travel, your mind digests the events of the multidimensional day during slumber. This is a good thing because for those on a lower timeline, rest will be utterly impossible. If you are dreaming, you are at least in some way connected to the higher dimensional collective. Another unadvertised side effect is the major macro Mandela effects that have become very frequent, dynamic, and quantifiable. In the grand scheme of it all, this is great, but as mentioned before, it is not without consequence. The ancients would not have been able to comprehend these things, and this is why so many mythologies were born in times of great change. They needed to express these metaphysical truths, but had no idea how. Luckily, we can be direct in saying that these miracles are mostly a function of higher dimensional engineering. On a macro scale, this is causing so much to happen, but we cannot even imagine the struggle that those who are not in the know are going through. Insomnia and racing thoughts of those on a lower frequency must seem unbearable. Be kind when you can, but we must stress that you must not engage. We are set up for the positive when we are firmly attached to the 5D macro timelines, but patience and penitence are certainly advised. The level of confusion in the collective has reached a macro scale, and because we are operating on such a higher level than most, we are riding these waves much better than most people are. Even though the physical symptoms those on a 5D timeline are experiencing are certainly intense, this situation is not typical to any other planet, excluding Nibiru, and we feel that this is the biggest contributing factor to our discomforts, as rapid travel from timeline to timeline is not for the faint of heart. The riots in Minnesota are expected, planned, pointless, and yet again is the same side fighting against each other. On the 3D timelines, unity is most certainly needed, but this is seeming less and less likely for those engaged. Everything is not what it seems to be, and we have been saying this for many days, that this is a free will issue, and we will not intervene with those who have chosen to do this. Throwing spirituality out the window for a moment, racism is ridiculous. There are no boundaries on a spherical planet. Skin color is determined by an organ. To hate someone because of their skin color is like holding a grudge against someone for their kidney function. Now, as spirituality boomerangs back into the conversation, we are all part of one divine organism that has no beginning nor end, and in which there is no escaping this. As if you did, you would cease to be. We must always keep in mind that this is the grand unifier and trumps every and all things. There is a magnetic anomaly off of the South Atlantic Ocean that is caused by the rising of Atlantis. This is exactly why our electronics are not functioning properly. The magnetic pull from this event has flares of a heavier pull than both of our magnetic poles combined. The tools for today are in the link in the description below. The assignments are: many are starting to feel their angelic selves looking down upon the lower timelines from above. We have many things happening at once, and we are flying above the physical incidents of Earth, and yet still trying to provide a guiding light for those in need. It is clear that we are part of the same organization, and we must start to identify ourselves as the Essenes once did, as one common society of humans and archangelics. Throughout the spiritual community is a consensus that it is too late to change anyone to the higher timelines. While this may be the case, it is not too late to throw tons of ropes down for them to help lift themselves up. Envision white beams of light coming in from the heavens, penetrating deep into the lower dimensions of the earth. Just remember that you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. But you can certainly make him thirsty. A combustible gas ring has developed outside of our galaxy's black hole. Many exit portals are needed in this location as soon as possible. There is a hidden temple under the Sahara Desert. This will be our central hub for the grids that we have recently created. Activate this temple with silver lightning, and then connect the rainbow overlay to the temple. This is from the archangelicalendar.com. And from Shamtrul Rinpoche, Tibetan Buddhist master, becoming liberated from samsara is an inner journey. You can travel across the world and the universe, and you will not find a way out. To get out, you must go in. And this is the same as saying, seek ye the kingdom of heaven within. For that is the sacred portal, the 0 point, the still white magnetic light at the center of all things, calling you Om. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. And from the Zolkin Times, Kin 61, Red Solar Dragon, the number 9, And there's the synchronicity also with the Falcon 9, the ship that is taking off tomorrow, May 30th. Its keywords are realizing, intention, and pulse. If you study the graph that accompanies this forecast, you will see that the wave spell begins and ends on the same color. This happens in all wave spells. The 5th day and the 9th day are also the same color. This connection symbolizes gear shifts in the energy of the 13-day journey. Number 9 is the shift into the highest gear before it completes on the last day. The number 9 is powerful in many cultures because it is 3 times 3, which is very sacred. Because of this power, today your intention carries great strength. Be careful what you wish for. You may just get it. Today is Red Dragon, the day that represents birth, being, and nurture. Dragon days are great for starting projects or a new job, moving house, or starting your life over. Dragons live in caves, which are symbols of Mother Earth's womb. Springing from the womb is new life. It is a number 9 day, and that represents intention. If it is your intention to start your life over today, then you have chosen a great day to do it. Today's guide is Red Earth, which represents navigation, synchronicity, and evolution. This is a very helpful guide on such a day. Change your life and evolve. Yes, all the elements of the day are combining beautifully to provide wonderful opportunities to make great strides forward. You can now blaze a trail in a direction that is life-enhancing. Navigate with your intention. And from Divine Sister Christina Papagiorgio, Red Solar Dragon, Kin 61, 29 May 2020. Pulsing New Birth. 29/5/2020 equal 11/5/22 equal 254 equal 11 equal 2 11/22 portal. 29 spiritual intention or spiritual initiation, strength. 11 portal, door, polarity. 2 partnership, cooperation, unity. 5 liberation, change, transformation. 22 architect of peace, master builder. 4 form, structure, foundation. Kin 61 equals 7 magic, mystic, spiritual solitude. Day 1 atop column 4 in the Tzolk'in calendar as we start another 20-day cycle through the solar seals. The 4th column is about form, structure, and laying a new solid foundation. It also denotes the earth element and is connected to the angelic frequency. Lots of magic abounds today as we continue to build this peaceful foundation to birth our new earth. Day 9 in the Red Skywalker wave spell of awakening to our true selves through exploration and expansion. Today we realize what it is to explore and awaken through responding to signs and synchronicities from Pachamama. Through this new birthing, we achieve solar expansion. Through birthing ourselves and the reawakening of the Sophia, Christ consciousness codes. Tone of creation, solar tone 9, operates in the spiritual realm. Action realizing, power to pulse, essence intention. The 9th day of the Red Skywalker wave spell is the one that gives the last push prior to manifestation. The solar phase is where we wake up to the fact that our will affects the reality we experience, so we begin pulsing, extending our intent into realization, visualizing what we want to manifest, and pulsing that intention from our heart. This assists us in making our dreams come true. This is potent manifestation energy today. What are you birthing today, and what desires are you pulsing into reality? Thus we are gifted once again with a very divinely spiritual day, supporting us to rise and shine brightly as the precious star blossoms that we are, expanding into pure consciousness. Today we are birthing a new world and a new way of being as newly Christed, golden solar humans. As you realize that your divine child is in fact your God source, then you are in fact a child of God, Goddess, just as Jesus is. This realization allows you to rebirth the flame of the Christ consciousness that lies within you and in each one of us, the divine gift and blessing hidden inside each of us to discover and unwrap like a precious diamond. This Solar Sophia Christos energy is the golden egg waiting to hatch through your intention to allow for the sacred birth within you. If you wish to accept it, just open your hearts and begin pulsing. Today's question is, how can I birth the Sophia Christ consciousness energy in my solar being and pulse this out with intention through my being? Enjoy this magical day. It is time to rejoice and celebrate our grand new Sophia Christos beginnings. In Lakeka Lakin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 61, Red Solar Dragon. The mantra, the code for today is, I pulse in order to nurture. Realizing being, I seal the input of birth with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of navigation. And with these powerful activations and freedom codes flowing in, let us know what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, what you're seeing, your visions, your synchronicities in the comments below the video. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications and future uploads. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. And I'd like to also thank everyone for your support and your pledges through our Patreon page. If you'd like to support our work in Prime Disclosure, you can go to patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. We have different levels of pledges. I have several trainings uploaded there. I plan on putting these out weekly and having drawings and live events and many other things. I'd also like to thank Bro Star of the Light Alexander for your donation today. I appreciate you and everyone for your support. Also, we are raising funds for our Healing Retreat Center in Ecuador, South America. You can learn more about this on primedisclosure.com. Click Tao de Ecuador at the top of the page. And this will be a blueprint for healing retreat centers and sustainable communities around the world. We're using a CBD business to raise funds for this great mission. You can join us at cbdpeaceoil.com. So one last quick story before I bid you all adieu. Today, when I connected with Victoria and the ground crew, as I was sitting outside in my garden, surrounded by many beautiful flowers, lilies of the valley, bleeding hearts, many other flowers, and the Wing Nation singing their great symphony. I had a little chipmunk come up to me with his cheeks packed with nuts. We connected mind to mind. Also the blue jay, my sister blue jay that I rescued the other day. Some of you saw that video clip I posted when she was tied up from string in the tree and she let me unwind it from her feet. She came to say hello as I connected with the ground crew, the earth angels. The Wing Nation always comes to say hello, and they transmit their angelic energy through their eyes. So you look into their eyes and you'll see into the doorway of the soul and connect mind to mind. This is what we call mind-to-mind transmission. Looking into the eyes of the Buddha, into pure awareness, pure consciousness. Zen Master Benkai would say, all beings are born perfectly awakened Buddhas, but that pure awareness gets converted to the three hells, the angry demons, the frightened animals, and the hungry ghosts. This symbolizes the negative emotions that all humans experience from birth. The construct of the matrix is a very tricky thing. It tries to keep you, or keep consciousness, we say, living out the program of the DNA, keeping each individual from activating their full potential, their full power of free will, using tools of manipulation and deception and lies. We see this in many different ways coming through the field. So it is up to each one of us to use discretion, to use our intelligence, our intuition, our inner guidance, to discern what is true from false. and to tap into our true nature, our pure awareness, which is the unborn mind of Buddha. It is said that all things are perfectly resolved in the unborn mind of Buddha. Aho. So through this journey and adventure, this vision quest, through the dream world, through this simulated reality, as we anchor into our crystalline codes, deep into the crystalline core of Pachamama, we are clearing, cleansing, transforming and transmuting all the false, lower, conflicted and convoluted energies into the pure stream of consciousness, directly linked, directly connected to our cosmic consciousness, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, here now, in this body, in this mind, where I always am, the eternal light, the eternal life. I am the way, the truth, and the life, the light, the I am presence that is listening to these words now. We do not objectify the subject, meaning when we hear these words of the I am, we don't put it on the you, the external, you put it on the I. So who is hearing these sounds, these words right now? I am. That is as simple as it gets. And we use that I am presence to navigate through and through and through until we totally break through all timelines, all barriers, all veils being lifted, dissolved, and resolved here now for all eternity. Separation program ending. This is the omega point of all points in time and space, of all timelines converging here now through this sacred vessel, through our consciousness. With our awareness, we allow and accept this great awakening and transformation, activating the codes of freedom of this quantum leap of universal consciousness from Homo sapien to Homo luminous, divine beings of light. I love you all. Namaste.